work cut out for him. Again, he did go down 0-2 the first time, so gotta back to the drawing board. I'm not sure what the picks were the first time around, but if it's going to be similar, it might be another pain train for dramiS. But up against the wall, lower bracket action. Loser stays home and watches from the sidelines. This is what it's all about, Dan, as we get closer and closer to the top 8.
Yeah, I mean, at this stage, there was no one really that dramiS could have met that he wanted to meet. He was always going to meet one of the big guns, and this day it's cypher, so he's the guy that, I guess, pressure's off for dramiS. Like you said, he's already lost to cypher. He would expect to lose to cypher, all things considered. So I would say if he can go out and just play his game, absolutely. And you can see that cypher knows and studied dramiS and respects him. It was a slash ban, which is really unusual. Just a pure respect ban against dramiS. He knows that he's going to be bringing pace to the party and wants to mitigate any of the circumstances.
Well, let's take a look, starting off on map number 1, what pace we're going to see exactly. cypher, dramiS, lower bracket action right now. We are live, and we are starting off on cypher, who's again got that sore lag. For those keeping track at home, this is the EU server, and we are having a bit of a skirmish right now, and cypher in 11 seconds puts up frag number 1.
Might be one of the quickest frags we've seen this event. But yeah, that's not the best start for dramiS, who Kiel definitely favors an early lead, and going down, having to chase the game, not the best, but within 10 seconds, start from scratch.
dramiS is trying to make it that new meta that I was talking about, Dan, the pineapples and the rails. He's trying to make it work here. He missed out on the heavy, and now he has odd positioning on this mega, and he has to concede a little bit. There's the LG, there's the spit from cypher in the rail right before the mega. What a shot.
Yeah, clutch shot. Really nice clinical play by cypher. Now he just gets to rotate the map and continue to bully his opponent.
Yeah, clutch shots and cypher is one of the more iconic duos. I've seen it before. But can he do it enough to break his way into the top 8? Good rail there from dramiS. Trying to get a little bit more damage maybe on this mega. No, instead he's going to try and get everything he needs. Try and position on this heavy.
Definitely needs to set up really early down in the heavy, but he's not. He's out of position for it, trying to deal some damage from above. Nothing's connecting so far for dramiS. Feels bad, but cypher feels good. He's looking clean and clinical. dramiS needs to steady the ship, try and get on some of these items. But such a big split between the two. cypher's playing careful, not taking any damage between the pickups. And every one of these rails that dramiS missed, the pressure begins to mount as cypher's confidence grows, pace builds, momentum grows. dramiS once again is on the ropes, and once again has been fragged.
Ooh, and this is not the small one. dramiS didn't even do enough damage to make this work. He's trying to right now and almost did. That's about as good as it gets for dramiS, but cypher goes up 4-0, and he is rocking a solid 83% rail right now, Dan.
Not too bad. We said in the intro we were a little bit worried by Kiel pick, particularly that dramiS would favor a faster champion, and already he seems to be struggling with the pace that cypher is bringing to the table with sore lag. This time though, he has set up early in the heavy, so cypher will respect the positioning and the chaos that can be caused by pineapples, rockets, and who knows what. And that's what he needs to do. It's going to be a slow grind to get back into this game. There is still 7 minutes to make it happen.
Good pineapples to space onto this mega, and that's going to actually reward him with it. Actually, he moves over to the rocket. cypher has an opportunity to move onto it, and he does. There's the spit as well, and dramiS needs to hit all these rails, but he's going to miss with the second one. cypher escapes with his life.
But he's still ticking away, so cypher's tracking his opponent through the map, effectively wallhack, given that damage. And because of that, it's quite happy just to stick around and pick up the heavy. And all that work from dramiS a little bit undone as cypher's going barreling through the T-Con. Rail misses, pineapple hits, stalling his progress for now, but look at the damage dramiS has incurred, and he is retreating, wheeling with pain. He now needs to respect and recalculate the approach of what a flick rail.
On reaction, here's the jump pad, there it is, and then here's the chase. This should be death of dramiS. He does steal away the heavy and does hit some good damage with the pineapple and a little bit of rocket, so 37 HP, and he could push this with machine gun if he wanted as he grabbed the tri-bolt spawn. cypher wisely make sure that he's not to be found as he tries to stack back up. But 4 minutes in, cypher 5-0. Wow, a lot of trouble from dramiS. And if you're a cypher fan, this is what you want to see. You want to see cypher back in the top 8.
Good for it at the moment. dramiS is beginning to whittle down cypher. The question is, can he catch him? cypher, will he be able to make a move on the heavy, at least getting the timing, which is why he's sticking around up here. Here's it. dramiS proceeds on the other direction, and cypher just sticking around just to make sure there's nothing going on. Opponents appearing behind him. Might have an engagement here, but dramiS doesn't know he's still in the area, so cypher's going to retreat. Try and get some timing on the Mega as well, and looking for a safe route to deal damage to his opponent. With that timing,
quiet now.
Yeah, he knows the timing, so he's using that information of when it is to make a movement across the map. At this point, allowing his opponent to pick up the item doesn't really make a difference because dramiS was already at max damage, so it was relatively ineffective. So cypher's repositioning for this next Mega, trying to defend the choke points. Playing on the far exit, trying to wait for dramiS, but dramiS comes around the long way, bullies cypher down. Doesn't do an awful lot of damage.
cypher's so patient, so defensive. If he doesn't hit the shots, I'm out of there. I don't need to take a fight. I don't need to try and do anything crazy. 5 frags isn't the most comfortable lead. On Ruins, it's a little better than most, but still. cypher's been around long enough to know crazy things can happen in Quake.
Yeah, and he's not exposing himself. Because he's missed out on a few rotations, he doesn't need to do any big damage on item pickups. dramiS overcommits, is going to do a lot. Otherwise, he's going to keep trying to play the positional strategy game to get in on a major item. Then that will open the door for him to make a move. But until then, he's got a lead. He can play safe.
Oh,
here we go.
man.
Here's that opening already.
Man.
There you go.
Oh, dramiS is just down in a hole, and I don't know if he can be saved. 6-0, 6 minutes in. cypher playing this so well.
You can see that the issue here is a lot of it is the speed of cypher on that Sorlag. He just can work the map quicker than dramiS can, and he's really struggling to get a lockdown on cypher, to do any damage whatsoever. As you can see, cypher just working it, using that speed to reposition.
Okay.
There you go, a couple of nice rails back to back, but is it too little, too late for Lee?
He's got to string them together if he can find the angles, but cypher should know giving up those angles is not going to be beneficial in any way, and he does. He's trying to chip with machine gun and make sure that this Mega isn't free. He's actually going to move in on it. There's another rail, a little bit of pineapple. There's another rail, almost hits another one, but cypher with the machine gun just keeps peppering him down, and dramiS is going to be a little salty after that one.
Absolutely. There's a nice rail, though. You have to back off and pick up the heavy, which would give cypher a little bit of breathing room to work the map, pick up some health and some armor, but only a lightning gun to work with. So the next objective is try and get himself a rocket.
dramiS again just looking for those angles. Knows that cypher wants to play distance, needs to start hitting these rails and chaining them together. Doesn't really have a choice. The tri-bolt pretty strong from cypher as he's stuck now. Good rails from dramiS there, cornering cypher, making it count. 2:30 left for 6 frags though. A lot of work ahead of dramiS right now on map number 1.
A lot of work, and as we know, they have to be clean frags. It doesn't seem likely against cypher on a Sorlag.
Oh boy, that's gonna hurt. This is gonna be painful. dramiS needs to escape now, taking a lot of damage. cypher taking that fight, squaring up, making sure that the Mega is firmly behind him. Lots of shotgun, and cypher drops down. Takes him out. 9-2 now in favor of cypher.
Sitting pretty, 7 frags. This is bordering on the impossible. dramiS is stacked, but here we go. I doubt he'll be able to even find his opponent. Don't catch him. He's gone through a choke point into a lot of spit. cypher's just gonna try and style on him at this
He's
point.
just praying for the
There
Mega
you
at that
go.
point. Yeah, dramiS in a really bad position, caught out. Doesn't have the timing for the Mega to save him, so unfortunate. Goes down 8. This one's gonna tick away. cypher might even add a couple. Strong start from cypher. going to take down dramiS, and this could be a repeat. It could be another 2-0. dramiS kind of shaking his head, I'm sure, wondering, what do I do?
Wrong pick against the small leg of cypher this map. Didn't work out. I mean, that start didn't help, right? Down within 7 seconds.
I believe 11, sir, but yes.
Or was it? Sorry.
That is absolutely a rough way to start. And there we go, dramiS heating up a little bit. Just a little bit too late, though. But yeah, the pick itself, I have to imagine the only thing he was thinking was stack. Scale Bear was on the board, and I believe just not feeling comfortable with his style of movement. Would rather take the keel and maybe the pineapples, and cypher putting the exclamation mark on this one, being like, hello.
12-3, it was a pretty brutal map. 3 constellation frags are nice, but cypher had full control for the vast majority of that, and it's looking good. We will be moving over onto the North American server, so hopefully that will equalize some of the difference we've seen in this map in terms of mechanical skill. We know dramiS can bring it when he's feeling it, and Strog is a champion he can use greatly, and hopefully maximize, and we see the best of dramiS if it's going to be the last thing we see of him.
I mean, this is going to be the kind of situation where dramiS has to excel. Back against the wall, you have to win this to keep your tournament life, going. And this is the perfect test right now. You really don't have anything to lose. You've already had a great run. I know that making the top 8 would be fantastic. So try and not have a lot of pressure on you and just excel in this situation. And we'll see if dramiS can live up to the task of at least sending us to a 3rd map. But you're absolutely right. The mobility is going to be huge on map number 2. Also swapping over to the NA server might help. Maybe feel a little more comfortable. The pick's a little more even. This is probably as good as it's going to get for dramiS in terms of situation and formula, all things considered.
I agree. I'm pretty sure this then was cypher's pick, right, map 1?
I think so.
Cool. Yeah, the better champion, better map pick for him, and an American server. So all the cards are there for dramiS to put on a show for us and the guys in Twitch chats. And I'm really hoping he does, because he definitely deserves it. As we said, didn't have the best season term results, not fairly reflected. Top 8 would be an amazing achievement, all things considered. He's very close, but he has a big brick Belarusian wall ahead of him.
I was going to say top 8 would be fantastic. To knock out cypher, to break into the top 8, even better. To get revenge on someone that knocked you into the lower bracket, even more gooder, as we say over here in the States, Dan. Yeah. It's much more gooder. But yeah, 13-4 is a rough start. Again, the pick's not in favor of dramiS on that one, but it could all be different on Molten, and if you're a dramiS fan, you better pray that it is, as cypher 1 map away from breaking into the top 8 and maybe seeing some of the old glory days, Dan.
I think cypher's not had the best Quake Champions career, given the caliber of player he is. Nevertheless, he's still, as we said, he's still cypher, and no matter who's going up against, even Rafa will be relieved if he overcomes cypher. That's the caliber of player he is, in terms of everything that he brings to the table. So, still an amazing player, and if he goes further, then best of luck to him. We'll have to see, but we have one big map at least in this series to go. And I do think dramiS will now step it up on American server with a champion that suits his style.
Yeah, Molten Falls map number 2, and chat just not, there's no faith at all. 89% in favor of cypher. They just think that he's going to put the boot to the throat and end this one. Well, if you're a dramiS fan, you stand to win a lot of channel points through the predictions there, but we'll see as we're going to load up shortly into Molten Falls. And yeah, I mean, cypher, historically given the name the Heartbreaker because of his potential, and only a victim of his own legacy, really, because you expect him to be the champion, and he just hasn't reached that pedestal yet. And we might see that right here, right now, at least the break into the top 8. If he could put dramiS away, he's done. He's made it to the top 8, and then it's going to be a whole nother challenge tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it. The banter is just unmatched between us as we're getting close to the end of a long day, Chad. It's been a while. The 7th cup of coffee, and Dan is just done. But we're not done yet. We still have a lot more Quake on the way. At least another map in this set, Molten Falls. I've heard the bell. We're going to get in there shortly, and predictions are still rolling in, and it doesn't look any better for dramiS. Hopefully he does not look at those. Those are offensive to a lot of people.
Well, what are the odds we're looking at now?
It's pretty much 90-10. Oh
right.
boy.
Yeah, I think it's
a doozy.
playing the odds. Playing the odds.
It's a doozy. Always bet the under. And we'll see what can happen here. As I think we're going to get into it. I don't know. You know, we might. We're in, all right. In a big fight right off the bat as dramiS comes out a little bit better. Cypher 225s to work with. Did use the orb already. Down to 87 HP railable. dramiS can find the angle.
Can't, but that's a good start for dramiS. Taking away all the Cypher stack. Cypher on the run, only a rail to work with. Does have the shotgun if dramiS wants to drop on him, which for his sake I hope he does not. dramiS sneaking his way around. Cypher's a little bit suspicious, not hearing any audio cues across the map, so does go back down to the safety of the low ground in the catacombs, and hopefully dramiS doesn't appear. He sends up the orb as a slight distraction, picks up the perfect timing on the orb and the pickup. Couldn't have waited any longer for that to happen. Jumps across, eats a rail though, so back to square one.
I do like the orb play. We've seen Cypher try that a lot. That was perfectly timed. It is not easy to get that down to a millisecond here. dramiS now has to be very careful. Cypher can just rain down rockets, but he can also ride the lightning as he takes an incredible amount of damage. There's the rocket jump up, and dramiS just missing out on that angle. But that being said, does take full map control, and he's doing something that we love to see, where he's leaving Cypher on the weak side of the map after taking all the items, and knows that he can kind of re-engage and should be able to take this fight with the advantage.
Yep, and it's good to see Cypher on the defense. Enjoy watching that level of play from him, but also nice to see, as you said, dramiS bringing the pain, going aggressive and being proactive. It's one of the things when you often face these legacy players that you can't retreat within yourself. Want to see dramiS playing the game. We know he can, and it's exactly what he's doing here, taking the strong to Cypher. And whilst doing that though, making sure he is controlling the items, play the basics, don't let that slip, don't give him an in. Still just a 10-minute duel to Quake.
Already a huge victory right now, as in the previous map, 11 seconds for the first frag. So 2 minutes in, tied at 0-0, a lot better than dramiS here. There's the Beaker play for a little bit of information. Cypher's gonna take that to try and gain some ground, and the orb play actually works out simply because dramiS wasn't up above to deal punishment and trap him. So a little bit risky there from Cypher, but sometimes you gotta take the opportunities as you see him, especially at this level. Oh, great rail from dramiS there, going up the jump pad, hitting that Hail Mary and Cypher in a bad way. There's another great rail from dramiS, and he is heating up right now, Dan.
He's putting in the graft. Cypher's getting away for now. Sneaky Belarusian. Feels like a matter of time until dramiS converts, but it's that fine balance of trying to force the issue and overcommitting. If he overcommits against someone of Cypher, he will be punished. So quite happy for him not to push the issue just for now. Cypher's worked his way onto a Mega despite all of his damage. He should be able to steal this item away. Nice distraction on, but dramiS doesn't fall for that. Bounces him. Woo! Does come out, but just. Cypher gets a good spawn at the rail as well. Can he get that rail is the question. The answer is no. dramiS scuttles himself away, picks up some health and armor. He won't get the heavy, but he does have his life.
And a little bit of Stroyan too, that'll help. And that rail shot almost clipped the wall. It had to be pixel perfect, Dan, for dramiS to take that first frag. Really well earned, but now he has to be careful. Cypher could put pressure on this Mega, and it looks like he's about to. Great rocket into an air rocket,
Nice.
Make it 3. dramiS picks up a second frag, what a play.
Really nice rockets from dramiS, nice little trap, and Cypher on the ropes a little bit at the moment, not able to lay a glove on dramiS as he's just been on the run the whole map. dramiS here might have over-committed for the heavy and is out of time. Cypher on point to steal it away, so that's the type of mistake you cannot afford to give at this level. And hopefully for dramiS' sake, Cypher doesn't make it pay, but he's now going to steal away the Mega, so out of nothing, Cypher now has full map control.
And I know he didn't hit it, but that rail angle just so dangerous. dramiS has to have that in the back of his mind, like, oh, nothing is safe on this map, I understand. But you're absolutely right. One mistake leading to full map control loss, and dramiS cannot afford to do that against any player in the Quake Pro League, let alone a Cypher. Only up by 2, not comfortable at all early on. 4 minutes and 23 seconds in. And dramiS absolutely playing this how he has to right now. Slow and steady. No surprises, playing for his tournament life right now, already a map down in this set.
But I think he needs to make a play on this heavy, at least doing damage now. He's given a couple of pickups completely for free, just hiding, but no, he's been caught on the low ground. The orb up, but there's an orb into a rocket. The second rocket misses from dramiS, but the lightning gun is good. Cypher's weak. There is time for him to re-snack as dramiS gets a spawn on the other side of the map, so decent small victory. However, the contest for the Mega is on.
Really good rail from Cypher there. dramiS does get it on the Mega, but cypher just has the rotation and dodging that rocket. Oof. That would have been huge.
Yeah, it's
dramiS.
Difficult to stress how important those clutch rails after the pickups are. If Cypher didn't pick that, there was no way he would win that heavy and keep himself in this game at this point.
And I feel like even though Cypher has the ability to hit insane rail percentages, he's hitting a little bit lower than we're used to. But every rail that he hits is just so unbelievably clutch in those situations that you mentioned.
Big engagement here as dramiS is around the corner, fires a little bit too early to do enough damage, but lovely switch to the rail. It hits Cypher on the way down, has picked up the heavy once again and hits dramiS on the exit. So another crucial rail from Cypher when things were looking dire for him. It opens up the opportunity for him to try and hit a rail on this Mega. He's going to be too late to contest for it and actually even too late to hit a rail as he waits around a long time for that light. So dramiS comes out nice and pretty. Hopefully can get across to this heavy in time.
Good job from dramiS putting on the emergency brake there, not sliding into danger and getting pretty good damage on that pickup. Now Cypher does have the dire orb. He can back up to these 225s, but he's going to be a little bit early to the Mega depending on whether or not dramiS wants to pressure. It looks like he's not going to be able to. Maybe drop for a rail, but again, this goes back to dramiS playing a little bit too passive, Dan, maybe?
Yeah, I definitely feel he should be making some sort of move on that Mega. He was very healthy, and now look at the situation. He's very much on the back foot just because he's given it away for free as Cypher hits the first rail. Again, it's these small mistakes that can begin to add up. Luckily, he does hit a first rail there, somewhat evening the momentum. But there's a big rocket from Cypher. Out comes the Pika, out comes the orb. dramiS will be going down, and he doesn't manage to hit a rail, and this is the problem. The pressure will mount if you do not keep up your own pressure on the items. And Cypher's making him pay. It is 2-2-40 and 3 minutes to go.
It's such a scary orb, but Cypher fully in control, knowing exactly when to trigger that orb and make sure that he gets damage and stays on the map. 2-2 as you mentioned. dramiS, great rail there. Traded on the second attempt from both players. Now stacks about even with Mega coming up shortly.
Yeah, the item split so big. Cypher doesn't feel confident this time himself to go across, and he's a little bit late as he realizes it now. Tries to hit the dramiS on the exit. dramiS isn't there. Lovely rail from dramiS, and there's a big window opportunity. He needs to get across to the heavy. He's there in time. Cypher's going to drop an orb out, but dramiS is there. Perfect rail angle. Can he hit a second? No, he can't. Cypher's away for now, but dramiS knows there's no orb up. He knows he's vulnerable. Wrong weapon choice. He gets hit off the jump pad as well. Cypher hits it with a rail.
Quite a rail battle between these two as the stacks are about even, and just you have these ebb and flow, right, Dan? It's just very slow, methodical, and then straight into bursts of damage, and Cypher with a great rail on the way out, leaving dramiS weak, and now he can just play so aggressive. Look at this giant stack on Cypher.
This is troubling times for dramiS. He needs to get away. There's an orb up in 3 seconds. Cypher, will he chase? He does decide to. He knows Mega's not just up. He's going to sec if there's a double back. There isn't. Tries to preemptive it. Goes through. dramiS is still there. Nothing's connected, but there is enough damage coming out from Cypher. 1 minute 20 to go. Mega's up, and Cypher's going to try and force his way across to the heavy. No, he decides to reset and try to get back up to the high ground.
Oh, dramiS needs to be careful going up the jump pad. That's a big chunk of damage just melted immediately off from Cypher. dramiS has the weapons he needs to work with, not necessarily the stack. Almost hitting a rail, but now he's just stuck. He's got nothing. He's railable. He's not going to be near Mega. He can't pressure. He's down by 1, and he's got less than 50 seconds for the rest of his tournament life, Dan.
He's got a beaker up. There's a little bit of burst damage, but it's going to come down to that rail. Don't imagine Cypher to make any mistake on dropping on this. He might even have the orb up. He's going to go down for it. He does take the engagement. dramiS is there, but big rockets coming up from dramiS. And there's the mistake.
Why? I don't understand. Cypher went for it, but he wants this refrag really bad. He's going to push in. Out comes the peeker to play defensive and gain some space and slow things down and might even get some damage. And he does. In Cypher, there was no reason for that. He wanted to end it right there. He wanted to kill dramis's hopes and dreams, and dramiS pulls out the clutch rail, ties it at 3, 10 seconds, and we're going into sudden death.
No need for that. He goes down, he gets pinned! This time he does get the frag right on the buzzer. Cypher, that's why he's called the Heartbreak King, as he is breaking dramiS's heart today. As soon as he thinks he's had a chance, no sir, taken away.
Just incredible. The balls on that man. Singular, because the Dire Orb was fantastic in that situation. But yeah, relentless pressure. dramiS thought he had a little bit of breathing room. He's like, okay, I'm going to grab this heavy sudden death. We're probably going to play slow. Before you know it, Cypher's on you with rockets. Dire Orb putting pressure on. dramiS did not see it coming. And Cypher, absolutely, like you said, the heartbreaker, breaking dramiS's heart. And dramiS fans all in chat. 2-0 again.
I don't know what happened at the end there. There was zero reason it should have gone to the wire, but I'm sure DJ Week can tell us what happened because he's got more wisdom than us combined.
I mean, I don't know if I can answer that. All I know is that at the end there, seeing that score line tied up, and then what happened in the last moments, that was something else. You know, cypher looked good. I think this is the result that people expected, but more importantly, you know, dramiS does earned, I think, some big cred and some good points for kind of what he did in his performance here in this matchup, especially on the Molten matchup. Took it to the very end, low-scoring match, tactical, if you will, but that orb at the end and the double back, that was a little rough. I was watching through Cypher's eyes in that last moment, and he just caught like the wing, I guess you could say, of dramiS like running away, and I think it set him up for a perfect little trap. So GG on both sides. I thought that was going to go into overtime, and it didn't. It was actually decided literally in the final second.
Yeah, I think
Clutch
like
shot right there.
there was so many clutch moments from both these players, particularly from Cypher. But I think if you look at the context of the game, I believe that dramiS outplayed Cypher to some degree on that map and almost gave him too much respect at times. You look at the items, Cypher had much more of the items, despite not having control of the game. It felt that dramiS was dictating a lot of the tempo and was in control, but just forfeited items for Cypher, who was always on point. So credit to Cypher for keeping in the game mentally.
Yeah.
Credit for dramiS to pushing it to the wire, and should have probably taken it on another day.
Yeah, I mean, even seeing the reaction of dramiS at the end there, I think like that was how many of us felt in that moment. Like, yeah, that was an oh damn moment for sure.
Yeah, I think Cypher is kind of becoming dramiS's demon, at least for this tournament. 0-4 against Cypher, a little bit rough, but still a good run from dramiS. Not good enough. Cypher will move on in the lower bracket as we take a look at the summary there. And yeah, this is, I mean, if you're a Cypher fan, this is exactly what you want. It's one step closer to the old glory days of seeing Cypher in the grand finals.
Yeah, one step closer, as you say. He's now going up against somebody. Maxter? No.
Very well done, Dan. No, I believe he's going against DeHang.
Oh, we've already talked about that. Oh God, it's been a long day.
It's okay. You weren't here. You were checked out. It's fine. Somebody get this man some coffee. But yeah, it's going to be another one from the history books, right? I mean, Cypher DeHang, they've fought before in the grand finals of Quake titles, and it's going to be fantastic to see them play again, albeit in the lower bracket.
Yeah, and the other loser bracket final, or the lower bracket final that we're going to see, is NOSFA versus Maxter. So both these games I'm actually looking forward to, but DeHang has his work cut out for him for certain, and Cypher's going to go into that matchup certainly warm, as he just took out dramiS, and DeHang did have a nice matchup versus Sanaku, but that was a hard-fought battle. So we're going to see here. You can see the lower bracket right now, as these players there in the middle, they're fighting for their lives. And NOSFA Maxter, I believe that's actually our last match of the day. Coming up next, I believe we're going to see Cypher DeHang. Those might be flips, so don't quote me on that. We'll find out in just a moment. I believe we're trying to get Cypher. Yes, we're trying. Okay, we're trying to get Cypher. So thank you everyone who has stuck around all day long. I've seen this question hop up over and over today. No, the finals is not today. I'm not sure what could have given you that impression that the finals could have happened today.
We're gonna
let me
keep playing
just-
another 10
Is
hours,
that a
chat.
serious question? Are you just getting trolled, we?
No, man.
I'm pretty sure
I
you're
keep,
getting trolled.
I keep seeing it. So
No one's that
either
dumb, surely.
either it is the shortest form copy pasta that we've ever seen in the Quake channel, or people genuinely think maybe that the finals are today. But no, that's for Championship Sundays, right, 40?
Yeah, championship Sundays, absolutely. But I mean, we got like a mini championship next, right? The King of South America, Maxter versus Nosfa. Man, these matches are fantastic. What more could we ask for?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for that one, and I would love to. ZSX underscore whoever that idiot is in chat. No, the finals are not today. I don't know how many times I have to say this.
I
but-
couldn't even
Hey,
at
that
you.
guy has
I've
the
been
same
banned
name
from
as you,
atting
Dan. That's so weird.
Yeah, God, I've got so many fans in the chat.
Are you?
ZSX underscore,
Yeah,
ZSX
I mean,
heart. Oh, all you guys, I love you guys.
but what? Oh, because you can't have a 3-letter username, so you have to
gotta
be
hate
like
this-
cheeky and
yeah,
add the
yeah.
underscore.
Basically, yeah. My original nickname wasn't even ZSX. I chose it because I was a fan of CZM and I had no idea CZM stood for something. So I'm a bit special.
Oh, wow.
And then anytime I sign up for a forum, I have to have 4 letters. So I have to add a stupid character.
Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We've got cypher on the horn with us after his victory versus dramiS 2-0. cypher, congratulations, man. Good to see you.
Hello guys, hello, thank you.
Let's talk about your stage 2 performance, specifically here in the finals. You actually dropped dramiS down first off in the round of 24, and then you dropped Chain down. Had a great series versus Razy, and but you're having to fight from the lower bracket, and I'm curious as to whether or not that is changing the way that you are playing these games or approaching these games. I know that you are no stranger to being in the upper bracket and oftentimes or sometimes having to fight from below as well. So how do you approach these games? Is it just kind of every single game is its own?
Yeah, exactly. Like every game is like totally different, and first Americans was on. In general, when you play on both servers, it's a little bit tougher. Against Raze, I felt really good because we played on Central, but somehow I couldn't manage to lead my way on the third map, and I lost the coin toss, so I gave up the clutch. I couldn't ban it, so he picked it up.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say more. Now I'm a bit tired, of course, because it's usually it's the time when I go sleep. It's almost midnight. And I'm glad that this is gonna be a last game anyway today.
Yeah. 40?
I was just going to say congratulations. I mean, you've made a hell of a run. How does it feel to kind of slowly get back to where you want to be? I mean, we always see your tweets. You want to get to the grand finals. We all know that you could be a champion again. Does it feel good getting closer and closer? Like, how do you feel overall with the performance in your play?
I think I'm playing right now a bit better than I was in the beginning. But of course, I'm sad that I lost to Razy when I should have won it, especially on third map. I did so many macro mistakes, and yeah, of course, I'm a bit sad. But in the same time, I believe in myself still. I believe that I can pull through the lower bracket. But we'll see. Right now is the most important match for me for today, so I will try my best, of course.
Yeah, my question is just around how you finding now the cross region and how you finding the caliber of the event as a whole, the skill level of what's going on in this event, and I guess also how are you feeling about going up against the Hang, someone you had a big rivalry back in kind of Quake Live days.
Yeah, we also had a lot of games in Quake Champions, and it's always hard. I don't know. I can't predict any. I just want to play good, and we'll see how it will go.
Good luck.
Well, we know that you've got one more game to go and you've got to get ready for that one, so we're not going to keep you. So let us just end on congratulations on your win. Good luck in your next match, and we hope to see you do well here in the lower as well. So thank you so much, cypher, and congratulations and good luck in your next match.
Thank you, guys.
Congrats.
Hey, good luck.
Take care.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a break and wrap up. I know short and sweet, but as Cypher said, it is getting late. We want to respect him and his ability to play too. So, gonna let him get ready to the administration of his next match. But coming up next, we are gonna